And in this video, we would like to explore the power of include and require in PHP. This makes writing of code really simple and easy and also very interesting. So how do they work and what are their differences? Let's get started with include. In PHP, include simply fetches a particular PHP file and then gives you access to the functionalities within the file. And this is simply demonstrated in this sample code. Notice that I created two PHP files, the include require 1 and the include require 2. I'm going to put all the functionalities within one PHP file and then we'll gain access to the functionalities within the other PHP file. Just sit back, relax and watch. And of course follow along. Please note that these two files are existing within the same folder. So take care of that. Let's get started right now. I just want to create some mathematical functions right now. So I'll start with creating the function add. It will take in two parameters. We say A and B. And what this simply does is simply echo the result of the addition of A and B. So I'm going to say addition here and then say is equal to, and then concatenate this with the mathematical expression for the addition of the variables A and B. It is as simple as that. So to save time, I'll have to duplicate this function and then create for subtraction. I'll just change this to sub, and then come over here and change this to minus, and also come here and change this to subtraction. Fair enough. Did I spell that correctly? And then moving ahead to also do for multiplication. Don't mind me, as you all know, I'm a lazy programmer. And so we'll take this one at a time. So this will be multiplication. I should actually change this to the asterisk, which will actually do the multiplying for us. And then finally, I'm going to do division, and I'm going to name this div, and then change this to division, and of course this to the slash, the forward slash. Fair enough. So I'll just save this, and now we're done with the include require to file. Alright, so we have created these four functions within this PHP file. So right now I want to access those functions from the include require one.php file. What do we do now? Simply call the keyword include. Take very good note of that keyword include. Now this will be followed by your quotes, and in between the code you are going to specify the name of the file you are including. In this case, the file we are including is include require to.php, and that is exactly what we're going to supply here. No mistakes. And that being said and done, we have successfully said all the functionalities here should be available to us here. So remember, we have some functions here. I would like to make use of this sub function as an example from here. So I could just come down here and simply say sub and provide two numbers. Notice that it requires two numbers from us. So I'm going to specify those parameters right now. So I'll just say 40 and then 31. So we are expecting a result for 40 minus 31, and that should be 9. So I'll just come right here to my browser and then change this to the name of this particular file, include require one file, and then I hit return, and you notice it says subtraction equals 9. Whoa. So this was all we just did here, 2 lines of code. The main functionalities actually exist in the include underscore require to file, but then we gain access to those functions within another PHP file simply by including the file. Very simple, eh? Now let me show you something you can do. Something that might cause an unwanted error in our code if we're not careful. I would suggest that instead of just include, you simply include once. You know why? Very simple. When you include a file, and within that file you include another file that you have included within the current file you're in, then PHP will be confused and see that you have included one file twice. Then you get a nasty unwanted error. Well, in case you are a bit confused, all I'm simply saying is this. I could decide to say include a file here. Maybe the name of the file is include require3. Okay. And within this include require3, I included include require2. This is going to create or produce an unwanted error. PHP will be like, please, I beg of you, stop confusing me. You've already included that in include require 1 and I'm seeing it again in include require 3. What are you doing to me? So that becomes two includes for a particular PHP file. You are going to get a very terrible error from that. So we have to be careful when it comes to that. The very easy way to avoid that error is to include once. So if we save this and I change this to add, for example, then save this, then refresh this, we get the result we desire. Now what about the require in PHP? Well, the require does exactly the same thing the include does, only that the require has more advantage. Why? Require ensures that the PHP file you are trying to include actually exists. The include does not care if the file actually exists. PHP doesn't mind if you make use of include if the file exists or not. But making use of require ensures that that PHP file actually exists. So what we are saying here simply is this. If you decide to require this, then save this, then refresh it, exactly the same thing happens. And if you decide to say require once, you can guess what it does already by now. Just like include once works, this one works exactly the same. So I could just change this one to dev. Let's see division between 40 and 10. I save and refresh this. It all works nicely. So my suggestion for you is you want to include, you include once. You want to require, you require once. Now you know the difference between the include and the require, and how to make your code look compact and professional, making use of both. So practice with them as much as you can. Do a lot of stuff as you wish so that you can get comfortable with them. In the very next video, we're still talking about functions. So let's see what's in store. I'll see you in the very next video.